tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, guys, we're going to be talking about Stephen A. Smith here in this video. As you guys know, Stephen A. Smith and Matt Kellerman actually were on First Take together. And then Matt Kellerman was no longer on ESPN's First Take. Now, I said it before, guys, that First Take is really the Stephen A. Smith show. He makes the calls over there. He wanted to do what he wanted to do, and it was clear that he did not want Matt Kellerman on the show anymore. And people really did see the writing on the wall that it's probably going to be over for Matt and Stephen A. Very similar to Skip and Shannon Sharpe, because 2023, everybody knew that that Skip and Shannon Sharpe, they were not going to work out. And what happened? Shannon Sharpe left. Kind of funny though, guys, because Shannon Sharpe is now on First Take with Stephen A. Smith. And the reason that Stephen A. actually said that he wanted Shannon Sharpe on the show is because he wanted Shannon to know that he was wanted. But clearly, Stephen A. wanted nothing to do with Matt Kellerman, and now he's pretty much thrown a nuke on Matt Kellerman now. So let's go ahead and get into this, guys. Over here on SI, Stephen A. Smith on Matt Kellerman. I didn't like working with him. Says they haven't spoken. Yeah, this is pretty brutal right here, guys. This is brutal. Now, we know that Stephen A. really wanted Matt's off the show for the better part, I believe, like 2 years. And it finally happened, guys. So let's go ahead and get into this. And you guys know that once Matt's was actually let go on First Take, it was only going to be a matter of time before ESPN would let him go completely. And of course, he was a part of all of the people that got fired over there. He was pretty much sent to ESPN purgatory. He had some kind of show that nobody was watching. And I believe he actually appeared on a morning show as well. But then all of a sudden, when Matt's afternoon show, we knew that was getting axed because Pat McAfee was coming on. I was like, oh man, this is it for him. Then the morning show was taken away. Matt Kellerman was let go. So it says here, Matt Kellerman was removed from ESPN's First Take in September of 2021. I can't believe it's been 2 years already, guys. Since then, the details of ESPN making a change on the morning show still get discussed and dissected. Stephen A. Smith has not been shy about the move he made in telling ESPN execs that either he or Kellerman had to go. Here we are now 2 years later, and Smith is still sharing details behind the split. During a recent episode of the Joe Budden podcast, Smith was asked what he would say to people who say they saw the tension between him and Kellerman before his departure from the show. Smith did not hold back, giving a lengthy explanation of what went down and his feelings about the situation. Now, this is what Stephen A. Smith said, quote, I heard some of it. I would take full responsibility for that. It was totally my fault, and the reason it was my fault is because I didn't like working with him. It's just that damn simple. I didn't like it. I thought the show was stale. I thought that we had flatlined when it came to the public at large. I didn't want to go from number 1 to number 2 when Skip Bayless left. I wasn't having it. That shit wasn't gonna happen. I had mad respect for him from the standpoint of white dude, highly intelligent, Ivy League, educated from Columbia, smart as a whip, can talk his ass off, can talk about anything. I get all that. But you weren't an athlete and you weren't a journalist. And the absence of the two components left people wondering, why should we listen to you? But the thing is, also, Stephen A., you weren't an athlete either, not on the professional level. In college he was, but a lot of people were. But anyway, he goes on, quote, Okay, well, you might have had that figured out on Sports Nation, or you might have figured it out on another show. But on this show, if you look at the content emanating from the social stratosphere, meaning YouTube and other components used to measure, one is cachet, Q ratings, focus groups, all of these different things. It was like I was damn near doing this show by myself, man, because we were oceans apart in terms of cachet. Well, how are you oceans apart from me if you're sitting across from me for 5 days a week for the whole 2 hours? Because one of us is resonating and one of us is not in that platform. And for me, I was like, look, this is what it is. And we have a number of conversations, one-on-one, many, many times. I know this audience. I know what they need, et cetera, et cetera. At some point, you're going to do it. You're going to do what you need to do, or you don't. And if you don't do what you need to do, I'm going to get somebody who will. That's me. I made no qualms about it. I didn't have the authority to let him go. So what I did was I've been very consistent, very honest. There's no personal. We weren't enemies. To be real, we haven't spoken since, other than hi or bye, or if I have to go on a show when they are doing the morning show, I would get interviewed. But there's no conversation since, and that's fine with me. There's no problem because it wasn't like we were boys or anything like that. But at the end of the day, it was all business to me. It was about, look, man, I'm trying to win, and I don't believe I can win with you. That doesn't mean it's your fault. It means we don't work. Man, he completely just threw Matt Kellerman under the bus. He wanted him up on out of there quick, fast, and in a hurry. And then at the end of the day, he got his way. I mean, that was just brutal right there. Brutal. Will he actually do the same thing to Shannon Sharp? I don't know. They have a rotating cast of people over there now on ESPN First Take. I knew that they probably didn't like each other very much. He says they don't speak. They haven't spoken since. It's kind of like, if I just see you, hi, and that's about it. Clearly, they don't have the relationship that him and Skip have, and I'm really starting to question the relationship of Skip and Stephen A. now, because Stephen A. has made no bones about it. Skip is his direct competition. So we'll have to see, but he's always said, man, that's my brother from another mother, and Skip has said good things about Stephen A. as well. But when it comes to Matt Kellerman, there seems to be no love lost. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Sports 2 fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.